welcome to another episode of OPOV, Up Close and Personal. That's where we interview our guests with one-on-one interviews. And today our special guest is Miss Lakisha James. Hi, Lakisha.
Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, Lakisha, let's talk a little bit about you. Tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, I'm from Atlanta. I know you guys that lives in Atlanta and is from Atlanta. It's very rare that you meet someone that still lives here that was born here. So yeah, I'm from Atlanta. I'm a mother of two girls. I'm not also a business owner as well, and I'm also a Christian. I do believe
Okay.
in God, and He is the reason why I'm here today and on this platform.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So let's go and jump into your brand. Talk about your brand, the Designer Events by Lakisha.
Yeah,
Tell
so
us.
I am the CEO and founder of Design Events by Lakisha. I started my business back in 2017. And how Design Events by Lakisha was birthed was because I got pregnant in 2015. I had a daughter that was going away to college. Yes, I have a 5-year-old and a 22-year-old. But God has a sense of humor. But so to make a long story short, since I was on maternity leave, I wanted to do something, because I didn't want me and my then ex-husband did not want our child to grow up in childcare. So I thought that was the perfect time for me to start my business. So I started Design Events by Lakeisha. Initially, when I started, it was going to be event planning and interior design because I love both. I have a degree in interior design, and of course, with event planning, my first event I actually planned was back in 2009 for my brother. It was his wedding reception to him and his bride. And when I initially wanted to start my business, I wanted to do social events because it's kind of fun. But then, of course, when I started my business, I started getting calls from business owners. So I said, oh, I guess I'll specialize in corporate event planning. So I specialize in corporate event planning. I've been doing it for 4 years. Design Events by Lakisha is accredited by the Better Business Bureau with an A+ credit rating. And 2 years ago, I did add set design for films and plays and also event design to what our services. So we're doing really well now. Right now, I'm working on two films. And of course, since the pandemic, as you know, since the world has opened back up, event planning industry is opening back up. So more in-person events that's happening. So yeah, that's how design events was birthed.
So how did the pandemic affect the your company?
Well, you know what? I wasn't really affected. When the pandemic hit, of course, I started pivoting to more virtual events, which, of course, virtual events is more hands-on, it's more intense than in-person events. So pivoted more to virtual events, and I'm still doing a lot of virtual events. And also with doing the virtual events, I was able to create a international platform. So I've done a lot of international virtual events. So it's pretty exciting. And then, like I said, with the set design, that gave me another avenue to make some money because a lot of people think on that one income type thing. So with the pandemic happening, you had to kind of, okay, what else can I do to make money?
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
did, business planning, I did business writing, of course, business planning for clients, picked or mentorship. So I just started doing a little few other things that could kind of bring it in the money. So
Okay. Okay. Well, you may be able to hear, or you may not hear, but where I'm located, it's a lot of thunder going on over here. So just to let you know, if the lights go out,
hopefully not, hopefully not.
it's thunder and lightning out here. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what you have next after your event planning. What did you do next? What came up next for you?
Well, actually, back in 2019, I was actually invited to plan. This is still kind of like event planning, but it's kind of go to something else. In 2019, I was actually invited to plan the World Women's Conference and Awards. It's a nonprofit organization. They were actually doing an event here, 2,500 from um, 10 different countries 10 different continents. So, and then of course the pandemic happened. So here we are. So we have with the World Women's Conference and Awards, I was actually invited to be the Atlanta chapter for the World Women's Conference and Awards. So I am the Atlanta chapter of the organization here in Atlanta, and we're still growing. We're still fairly new. Did that. Joined that, and then also I became an author. I have two books. My first book launched in January. It's called, if you guys can see it,
Wake up.
Wake Up Winning, no matter what, because losing is not an option. So I've always wanted to be an author. Of course, I have like many manuscripts that's in my computer, but with this one, my friend asked me to come on collaborate. It was like I want to say 20 business owners that actually that co-authored the book, and we're just telling our story. Whatever you go through in life does not define who you are or who you become. So it's a very great book, and that launched in January. And my second book just launched in April. It's called I Am.
Um,
Yeah. And with this book, it was 14 of us. It's an international collaboration, my first international collaboration. Also, within the first hours of release, it hit number one best-selling author status. So now I'm international best-selling author, which is
Oh.
amazing. My second book got me international best-selling author. So I'm very excited about that. But with this book, it brought back a lot of memories, per se, because we go through different things in our life where we're ashamed of. And I tell everybody all the time, you have a story. Share your story. If you
Right.
impact one person, you'll be making a difference. So with
That's
this
right.
book, I was able to share my story, and hopefully you guys go out and get it. It's on lulu.com, but it was an Amazon bestseller along with this one. So I'm very excited about both of those books. And my third book was actually launched in July. It's called the Women Vision Awards. Well,
Mhm.
Women Vision book. It's going to be about 20 of us. It's going to be another international collaboration of authors. I'm very excited about that book as well.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit about how the collaboration works when you're writing a book.
Well, usually you have someone, a visionary, that brings people together. And, with different people coming together with different backgrounds, you have a different type of background and different type of thought process you can put in the book. So when she asked me to be a part of the book, I want to say she probably had like maybe 10 co-authors already. And with everyone coming back from a different background, different bringing up, different stories that we can tell, and we put them all together and we created this amazing book. I've actually read the book because sometimes you're author of a book and you don't read it, but I actually read the book, and it's a lot of powerful stories in
Mhm.
here. From, like I said, you never know what a person go through,
Right.
and it success doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and everybody think, oh, it's not a process. It's a process. Yeah,
Right.
you go through sweat, blood, tears, sacrificing, run your credit cards up and just things like that. But you never know exactly the struggle that people go through to get to where they are. So, great
Right.
book to read.
So when you do a collaboration, do you actually get together and meet the other authors, or you do yours from your location and they write their part of the book from their location? How
Yeah,
does that
well, kind of both. With the book actually being done during the pandemic, we got together virtually. We got to meet each other, got to know exactly what each other did, and of course, we wrote our books. We wrote our chapter ourselves, and then collectively they just put them together and created the book. And then, of course, we had a book launch that was in January, so we're able to actually again meet each other and give thanks and what we learned and what we shared in the book.
okay?
So that
So
was
each
amazing.
so each author just wrote one chapter.
Yes, each other wrote one chapter. Yeah, I think it was like I said, about 20 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So you just write one chapter for the book. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
So okay. So did you all have opportunity to get together and
Not
talk about
personally.
the chapter,
Not
or it
personally we didn't. It was just separate. Yeah. Like I said, the only time we got together is when we met like maybe monthly before the book was actually brought together, well created. That
mhm,
was the only time. Yeah.
okay.
We didn't really like set time aside to actually go through the book, and all that. No, we didn't do that.
So you had to actually read the book to see what the other authors were writing
Yep.
about.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And that's the interesting part because like I said, you
Yeah.
never know what people go through. And it's
Yeah.
amazing. Like you'll have your Kleenex because people really go through some things in life and you really never know what people go through to get to where they are.
Wow. Wow. So have you ever thought about writing a book by yourself since you've
I
already done
have.
collaborations?
Yeah, I have two in my computer, not just, you have that writer's block. And I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay. And then, of course, I think it's been like 5 months since I've actually looked at it. So I need to finish it. Because I mean, I have two books under my belt now. So why not do a
Yeah.
book by myself? So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I got to finish it. I just got to figure out where to start again.
Okay. All right. That's good. So what's next for you?
Well, actually, yeah, since the industry is opening back up, I have a lot of events that I'm planning. I do one pro bono event every year just to give back because it's just who I am. I'm a giver. Like I said, I never forget where I came from. And I'm doing event planning. I'm doing set design. I'm working on two films, and also with the World Women's Conference and Awards. Sure, we have events like every month, so working on
Mhm.
that. And then, of course, in my authoring, I may do another book or two. I mean, this year is not over, so I have like 6 months left. I have three
Okay.
books. Well,
Well, you got
third
to
book will
finish
be
those other
launching.
two first before you start on another
I
one.
know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Yeah. But then of course I started picking up speaking. I started speaking last year too during the pandemic.
Okay.
So it's another way for me to share my story. I have a few of them actually lined up for this year. I'll be in San Antonio in October. And
Mhm.
then I have actually two virtual global events. One next month and then the other one is in November. And then
Okay.
next year I was invited to speak in Paris, France. So I'm very excited about that.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So, do you want to share a little bit about your story, or would you rather the viewers go out and purchase the book?
Yeah, go purchase the book. If I had time to read you guys like a little snippet of it, I would. You guys want to hear a little snippet of it? Okay, let me see. Find my chapter. It's really juicy. Let me see. Matter of fact. Um, so I'll read you guys about what I feel like shame is. For me, shame is like a nagging gnat that keeps flying around when you are in deep thought about something. If you don't kill it, it will drive you crazy. Now we all know what shame do, right? Because I went through shame, but you have to learn how to release shame. In
Mhm.
my mind, I experience shame as a setback. I do not know who invented the word, how the word even came about. All I know is shame is painful and humiliating, and I never want any parts of it ever again. I release shame by releasing it to the universe. I leave all parts of shame in the past, and I listen to God in me. What would Jesus say during this situation? So I read you guys a little snippet. You guys ready to go out and purchase it? It's good. It's a great book, though, definitely. Like I said, 14 Thrivers, just introducing their story of how, going through that narcissistic abuse and turning that into abundance. We all want abundance in life. We all want prosperity in life. So you definitely have to go through things. You definitely have to go through your journey to get to where you want to be. So don't be afraid to share your story. Everyone needs to, people need to know your story. If you impact one person again, you've done your job. So
That's right.
definitely share your story. And your voice is your superpower.
Right. Right. So now, did you discuss the book or the collaboration with of the book with your family and what you were going to be writing about? And if so, what was their reaction?
Actually, I didn't discuss it. I know with my second book, I was actually contacted by the visionary. She's in Switzerland, and she interviewed, I want to say like 1,000 people, and it narrowed it down to like 14 of us. So it was very humbling for her to choose me to be a part of the book just by even having the initial interview with me, because me making the cut out of 1,000, I was like, oh, that's impressive. And of
Mhm.
course, all the ones that collaborated in the book were like either coach, therapist, or counselor. I was the only one that was an event planner, so I brought a different type of feel to the book.
Mhm.
I didn't bring all that terminology. I was like, I'm just bringing myself, I'm bringing in my experience, and there it was. And it kind of, it complemented the book and all the authors that was a part of the book. It's an amazing book.
Okay. So now you said you did not speak with your family about it. Now that the book is out, have they read it? Have they spoken to you about it?
They're in the process of reading, yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
So how is that going with towards your relationships?
Well, it's good. I'm a firm believer in telling the truth is telling the truth, so
Mm-hmm.
it is the truth. It
Mm-hmm.
may hurt, but it is the truth. And hopefully, they'll be able to share their story. But like I said, everybody has a story. So
Yeah.
with them reading the book, it'll be some type of inspiring, empowering
Mm-hmm.
encouragement for a lot of people that read it, including my family members.
Right. Right. Now you said you have a 22-year-old daughter.
Oh, yes. She goes to Valdosta State University. She'll be
Oh,
graduating next
Valdosta.
year. Yeah, next fall, next spring, actually.
Okay. My youngest daughter went to Valdosta. She graduated there.
Look at there, small world.
Yeah.
See?
Real small girl.
Small world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent school. Beautiful campus. Beautiful campus.
Yeah, it was a nice school. Yeah. So is she following in your footsteps as of wanting to be an author? Or are you encouraging that?
I'm encouraging her to do what she wants. I'm encouraging her to be an entrepreneur, actually, because I
Hmm.
definitely don't want her, which like myself, don't want to work for an employer. It's too much control. Definitely want her to be comfortable in her journey. And I told her, life will happen. You will fall, but definitely get back up and I'll be here to help you along the way, because I know with me, I really didn't have many people that was in my corner to help me, because my mom lost her mom at an early age. So it was only so much that she can do. But I'm a firm believer that we go through life because we were created to make an impact, and I think my purpose here on earth is to give back and of course take care of my mom. So I'm just here to do
Hmm.
just that.
Okay. Okay. So do you have sisters?
Yes, I have a sister and I had a younger brother, but he passed right before Mother's Day. So that's
Oh,
just me and my sister.
okay, okay. Now, uh, I guess I'm trying to ask about the books without getting additional information.
See, you
Like,
trying to see you want to get this book, don't you?
oh, we're gonna get the book. We're gonna get the book. But I'm just trying to see how they felt. If you wrote something in the book that talked about your life growing up that they maybe didn't know that you were going through, or
Mm-hmm.
knew that you were going through and wanted to keep it quiet. And it's like, okay, how could you put that out there?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Well, it was pretty much my chapter was pretty much me about my ex-husband, my daughter, my firstborn's father. It was mostly about that because I was in a situation with him and I didn't recognize that I was actually handicapping myself. So that my chapter is about that and then growing from that, becoming the person I am because of the journey that I went through. And I know a lot of women as well as men go through similar journeys, but we have different outcomes.
Right.
So, with me sharing my story, I just wanted to impact one person,
Right.
and like I said, you're not a product of your past, and
Right.
you determine what you become in life and in your future. And then, like I said, also in your journey, help somebody, two, three, or four, or five people.
Two, three,
You'll,
four,
yeah,
five.
you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. Because with me, you never know who you help until they come back and say, you know what, I did this because of you. Oh, I
Hmm.
wrote this book because of you. Oh,
Right.
I started my event planning business because of you. That's
Hmm.
like priceless. It's really priceless. So
Yeah.
I'm just here to make a difference and to impact and just help people, women especially, to come become their better self.
Right. Okay. Now let's go back, since you just mentioned about women. Let's go back to the World Women
Hmm.
Conference.
Hmm.
Talk to us a little bit more about that. What exactly is that, and what do you do? And what if someone wanted to join? Is there like a membership to get in it, or you have to be selected? How? Just talk to us.
Well, for me, for my chapter, we have like 20 chapters so far. We have domestic and international chapters. We have Atlanta, Chicago, Iowa, Florida, and Utah, and San Diego. We and also Mexico, Estonia, Bahamas. We're just about to launch Bahamas and the Caribbean. Um, Dubai, Malaysia, and a few others I can't think of. But the World Women's Conference and Awards, the global women empowerment organization, like I said, we started back in 2019. It's where women come together, share their experiences and their strategies to help us become better at what we do. Maybe you want to become a speaker, maybe you want to become a coach, or just a better woman in general. You come and you just get that support, we host classes, we do events, and we're actually like we give back a lot. It's like a service oriented organization. And the founder, she's from Estonia. She's a very beautiful person. And like I said, I met her back in 2019 from this Nigerian guy that introduced us. And we've been tagged to the hip since. I was like actually the first chapter leader, the Atlanta chapter leader. So, and with me, I've grown in that position because, you have to, you become the chapter leader. It's like, wow, I have to recruit, like you don't really know
Oh.
what you're looking for, so
Hmm.
I have 8 people that's on my team. We have like a mental health advocate, we have like a millennial advocate, we have like a youth advocate, domestic violence advocate. So we're largely giving back, service oriented organization. At the same time, we're still allowing us to grow and be our better self. Definitely want to give back to the community because that's what it's all about.
Right. Right. So, is it for women of all ages, or do you have like specific ages, like
It's women. Yeah, we do have a young leaders club. I think the youngest one is maybe I want to say 8 up until like I
eight?
want to say 28. Yeah, a young leaders club.
Okay.
It's under the umbrella of the World Women's Conference and Awards. And the young lady that actually spearheads that, the Young Leaders Club leader, she's actually on my Atlanta chapter. Her name is Amber Lyon. She is very awesome at what she does. She was like created to be that youth leader. She's awesome. But
Mhm.
the team is we're growing. Like I said, I do have committees that's a part of the team. That we have a conference every year. We just had our first conference in March. We're working on our second conference, so it's going to be our second conference, March 2022, and we'll actually be a year old next month. So we're going to have a 1 year anniversary for the World Women's Conference and Awards Atlanta team next month. So
Okay.
yeah,
So you're only a year old?
we're only a year old in Atlanta, but
Oh, it is.
the organization is 2, but the Atlanta
Oh,
chapter is 1.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we launched during the pandemic. We were bold. It was small, but we launched it and we're very excited about it. And since then we've been just, giving back to the community and loving what we
Right,
do and touching people's lives as we do it. So
right. So about how many members would you say you have?
right now on my Atlanta team, I have 9. I did have about 15, but when people find out exactly the type of work you have to do when you get in an organization like this, they straddle the fence and they're not committed. So I'm really anal when it comes to that. Either you're going to be in it, you can't be
Right.
halfway, you're not going to be a spectator. So yeah, I had to reevaluate my team. So we're at
Okay.
9, including myself. But I
Okay.
mean, we're still growing. Definitely, if you want to be involved, you want to connect, we do have a Facebook page, World Women Conference and Awards Atlanta team, and also you can contact me directly. I'm on Facebook at Lakisha James.
Okay.
Love to
So
talk
how
to
are
you.
you? How are you recruiting?
Well, we can recruit. We have networking events. We've been doing a lot of virtual events. So whomever comes to an event, we get their contact information, and if they show interest, we can. My initial conversation with a potential member, I just tell them about the organization, tell them about myself, and just tell them about what we do, and then I learn a little bit about them, and then we just see if we're a good fit. Because my team, we complement each other. We kind of do all the same things, but at the same time, we complement each other. So I'm very critical about and very specific about who I let on my team.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Sounds good. Sounds good. So let's go back to the books now. You have one coming out in July that's not out yet.
Yes, it's
Let's
not
talk
out. I'm
about
working on that now. So with the World Women's Conference and Awards, we had our first award show back in March, and I was nominated for philanthropy and leadership, and I won the leadership one. So they did want a little extra stuff for the ones that wanted to collaborate on the book, and I was one of them. So I'll be talking about my story again, but it'd be more in detail about women empowerment and how I make a difference with the women that I surround myself with. And I say you have to surround yourself with people that you want to learn from, not
right.
people that's not really doing anything. You have to definitely surround yourself with people that have the same vision, that's aligned with your vision and your mission in life as a woman and as a business owner,
Right. So
and
is
of
that a
course as a mother.
is that a collaboration as well?
It is. It's an international collaboration. I think it's about
Okay.
19 or 20 of us from all over
Okay.
the globe that's going to be in that book, all women. Now, our organization is for men and women. So we do
Mhm.
have men that's in alignment and believes in women empowerment. So if you are a male, we do not discriminate. We would love to have you. Definitely, like I said, we have that Facebook page at the World Women's Conference and Awards Atlanta team, and then also Lakisha James on Facebook.
Okay. And you said in order to do the collaboration, you had to have been interviewed. What were some of the uh, stipulations in order to be a part of that team for the collaboration for the books?
Well, the only one I was interviewed for was the I Am, my second one that actually launched in April. And I think I spoke to the visionary for like maybe 20 minutes to 30
Mhm.
minutes. And she was just asking me questions about how do I deal with things? What have I been through? What can I teach the next person or how to get through certain things? And I just told her for me, it's affirmations. I mean, that's something
Mhm.
positive you tell yourself every day. If you continue to say it, you'll start believing it, you'll start walking in it. And then, of course, you can share with other people because affirmations are very positive, very
Mhm.
positive. Yeah, you should say affirmations. Definitely. Affirmations.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So your next book comes out in July.
Yes, come on in
Have a
July.
Do you have a launch date for that?
Nope, it'll be in July. We're actually talking about that probably in the next couple of weeks. So I do
Okay.
know it'll be in July. It'll be virtual since it's going to be, a global international book collaboration. So definitely, I'll keep you guys updated on that launch.
Okay. Sounds good. So why don't you go ahead and give us all your contact information if somebody wants to be a part of the World Women Conference, or if they want to know about your event planning, or
Yeah,
if they to, purchase the book.
purchase the
Because
book.
you got a lot going on.
Purchase the
Purchase the
book.
book.
Yes, yes. So, if you want to get in contact with me for event planning or set design or event designing, you can reach me at www.mydesignerevents.com. That's the website. You can go in there, and then also my email address is which L for my first name Lakisha, my last name James, at mydesignerevents.com. Also, I have a Facebook page, Design Events by Lakisha on Facebook. And then also Twitter is Design Plan for You, and Instagram is Designer Events by Lakisha. World Women's Conference and Awards. You can also reach me on Facebook. But if you wanted to email me, it's Lakisha, Lakisha, at worldwomenconference.com. I think I mentioned all of them. My contact. Oh, yeah. So if you go on my Facebook business page, you'll see my contact information there as well.
Okay. Okay. Now you're going to be putting some of your information on the JSL network.
That is exciting. Yes. I'm so excited. So I'm in pre-production now, and I just thank Jacqueline so much for reaching out to me. And it's amazing how God works, right? You say your affirmations, you believe it, you put it in motion, you plant that seed, you see it manifest. So I truly believe that she's definitely God sent. I really thank her for giving me
You're so welcome.
that opportunity to do that. But yes, I'm in pre-production, and you guys stay tuned. I don't want to tell you the name yet, but it's going to be some amazing stuff. Amazing
Yeah,
stuff.
they're going to have to sign up for the JSL
Yep.
network to
Sign
see.
up. Sign up. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
We're
Yeah.
excited. We're excited. Well, thank you so much, Miss Lakisha. I really appreciate you taking out the time to share your information as far as the World Women Conference and the 3 books that you have, and your event planning. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us. I really appreciate it.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity for this platform, and just thank you for what you're doing for everybody, giving them
Well, thank
that
you.
opportunity to share their story and their expertise. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for doing what you
Thank
do
you so
and doing
much.
what you love.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you, Facebook Live, for joining us. And just remember, everything you heard and everything we said was up close and personal. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.